All right, we are live. Okay, CNC brothers and sisters, welcome to another Wednesday evening CNC, chew the fat CNC stuff. And we are going to be open forum tonight, but we are going to talk about a couple of things. I want to talk about how to install a file, how to import it into your Vectric software. So we have a file. We're doing a special right now. We've decided to extend it for a day, and it's a 3D file. I'll get to that in just a little bit. But some people aren't sure how to unzip files and import files. So we're going to run through that a little bit. And then I've got a very special announcement that you guys are going to want to know about. So we don't have a whole lot of people on here yet, but we'll talk about it in a little while. All right, so we got Liberty and Julianne on board. So I'm going to just bring the ladies out because there's Liberty and there's Julianne, you know, the people that really run the show at IDC Woodcraft. So, yeah. Anything to announce there, Julianne?
Well, we are currently in our early Black Friday sale.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that's something to announce. Oh,
yeah, we'll mention that. We'll mention that a couple of times. So, yeah, we're in early Black Friday. So, and you get some free bonuses depending on how much you spend. So, when you go to the website, there's a banner right at the top. And we have a special page for all the things that are discounted. It's all the IDC branded stuff and Jenny Bits, right? The other stuff is not discounted for Black Friday because we have agreements with the companies. It's not our product, so we have to. We can't do it without their permission. So anyway, the way it works is, if you spend $120, you get free shipping. Anything over $120 is free shipping. Mm-hmm. Then you'll get the free 2 1/8 downcut end mills, yep. Right? Okay. Yep. And then if you spend $250, then you get the 2 end mills and the files that Liberty came up with, the trivet. Yeah, the holiday trivet files. And if you go to $420, then you get the bits, the trivets, the free shipping, and you get the IDC Woodcraft ball cap.
That's a little cleaner than that one.
Yeah, this one's pretty dirty, for sure. And then when we run out of ball caps, do we still have quite a few left?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. All right. But when we run out of that, then we're going to switch over to the ceramic IDC Woodcraft coffee mug. Mm-hmm. And so both, I'm pretty congested tonight, and looks like Liberty just got some sneezing going on too. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. Freezing in Florida, huh? Oh, I heard it was going to get down to like 30 something degrees down in Florida. So, okay. Yeah. So our early.
I don't believe it. I don't want to hear it from you Floridians.
Yeah.
I suffer.
I was talking to like my coach on Monday, and she said she lives in Florida. She said it was supposed to get down to 31 a couple nights ago. She was excited. Kyle Ely coming next week, and
week after. Yeah,
right?
it's on. Kyle's going to be here on your birthday.
Oh, the 26th. Is that something next week? It's the week after.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you know how Julianne is. She'll be in the back making sure links are put in place, and we'll pop her out if she needs to advise on anything. So let's see. So we got, before we do this, because Julianne's going to have to talk about something. So we are we put a special file up on the website, and it's only available for yesterday it was for Veterans Day. Yesterday was Veterans Day. And so we decided that we're going to put most of the money for the file towards the Purple Heart Project. And Julianne will tell you about that in a minute. But this is the file. It's a Wavy flag soldier over the battlefield cross. This thing's big. And so we can show you the waviness in the file. So we got a flat flag on the website. It's basically the same thing, but this one's a wavy one. And we are going to do design work on that one tonight. But what we've decided to do, Julianne, we have decided that we are going to make that file available till the end of tonight. And all the money, I'm not going to do 75%. We'll just put all the money that's from that file. We're going to donate it all to Purple Heart.
Cool.
Okay. So we were saying 75%, but we'll just put it all everything we got is going to go to the Purple Heart. So tell them what the Purple Heart Project is.
So Purple Heart Project is a lovely nonprofit. They actually take combat wounded veterans, whether it be physically or mentally, and get them into a woodworking space, basically getting them to hook back in and have a tactile activity with purpose, I guess you'd call it. And then I don't know, I still like the part about they get people in the actual group and other folks to make workbenches for them. Mm-hmm. Like they have a scholarship or an award.
Yeah, they like get together and pay for the supplies and build it up and everything like that.
Yep, and then they'll just
so cool
gift it to somebody, because generally you don't have a workbench to start with when you start into any kind of woodworking or CNC. So that gets them rolling.
So that's super cool. So I'm going to share my screen and show you how to get that file. So if you purchase the file, it's like $4. And we're just going to donate all that money to Purple Heart. And you know what? We'll double it. So whatever people buy, we will, we're going to tally it up, and then we will double. We'll match it.
Yep.
So
that's our sales from the 10th through. So it'll be the 10th through the 12th. All sales of that file.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Yay. So that'll be cool. So here's how you find it. So when you go to the website, you're going to see this banner right here, and that's going to take you to our Black Friday sale. So if you click the banner, then it's going to take you to all the items that are our Black Friday sale. So you can see there's a whole bunch of stuff. It's all the IDC Woodcraft products and the Jenny bits. So let's go back. And the way you get that file is scroll down from the home page, go to the digital files page, and it is this one right here, the last one on the page. That's the one that's going to be up. It'll be up to the end of tonight, and then the next time we're going to make it available is Memorial Day. And again, we will put that money that we make from that will go towards these organizations. So very cool. We will put a link in there. Julianne will put a link in there to that file. And it's a pretty cool file, and so I'm going to run through how to set that up in your software, and how to import it, and just so we got that covered. All right, cool. All right, Julianne, going to park you in the back. Anything else you need to say?
I was just looking at all the questions that are popping up about Purple Heart stuff, like Carl asking if he can buy the coffee mug to support the Purple Heart Fund. Down here, we have Dawn asking, can we make a donation to the Purple Heart Foundation on behalf of IDC? You guys go for it. I mean, we're planning on donating the proceeds from that file. We're going to double it. We're probably going to add more onto that. So
I would say, like, with the coffee mug situation, maybe send us an email after you've ordered so we can factor that order in separately. From with the files.
Yeah, I say let's go for it, you guys. I mean, yeah.
So when is he gonna come into town? The guy that runs Purple Heart.
Let's see. He is planning on coming in, and the person that we're talking about, you guys, his name is Brent Nelson. He's actually the oh my goodness, director for Purple Heart Project. And he is going to be in Indiana the last week of November. So he's going to make the little 3-hour drive down to us, and we're going to present the check to him. So that'll
That'd be so cool.
Yes, it's exciting.
Might have to do that live.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Remember when everybody was putting in all their service, all right? The people in the comments last week, everybody was telling us how much. There were some lifers. It was like so cool. All right, so very cool. So that's the deal, and we'll do that to the end of tonight. So get the file. We'll double it. We might, like the lady said, we might even add some more. There you go. Kimberly's giving it $20, the Purple Heart.
Thank you.
All right, cool. Kimberly, you're awesome. You're awesome. We will put that money towards the Purple Heart. That's really cool. That was a nice little donation. The way she did that is, if you're on the cell phone where you type in your comments, there's a little $sign next to it, and that's where you donate. So whatever people donate tonight, that'll all go to the Purple Heart too.
Yep, like it.
That's cool. That's very cool. All right, cool. All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to take care of some questions, but I want to give you guys opportunity we're going to talk about a new product that we're going to release at the end of the year, just right after Christmas. And it's I'm actually going to show you tonight. And I'm going to give you an opportunity to get on a list, right? So the CNC Insiders, we have the CNC Insiders list. And I'm going to make a special list where you will get notified 24 hours before the CNC Insiders, right? So it's like the CNC Insiders Plus, right? I will tell these CNC Insiders so they get on that list too. We want to know, we're ordering 1,000 of these units, and we may need to order more. But this is a first project or a innovation that people are going to like. Okay, so Liberty, we're supposed to talk about files, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, here we go. Forney, $20.
Forney, sorry.
Yep.
$20 for Purple Heart.
Sweet. All right, we're going to be popping that in. Okay, so we're going to talk about how to import the 3D files into your Vectric software. All right, and for the other donations, we'll come back to those in a little bit. So you guys are awesome. They're all starting to pop in now. So first of all, in the Vectric software for Cut 2D, you can't import 3D models. All right, Cut 2D is simply straight two-dimensional. Look at that. Kimberly really started a little thing there. Super cool. All right, so I got to bring up Vectric. First, I got to get to my email because I got to show you when you buy the file, you're going to get an email. So I got to find this file. Where is it? IDC. I got to make sure it was. Okay, let's find out. I should have had this one open before I did it. Now I got to find this. I got to find this file. What is the header on that file? I don't remember. All right. Well, Liberty, I'm going to look for this. In the meantime, you can give these some of these folks.
All right. Let's see. We got Billy McGee, $20. Thank you very, very much. Oh, Billy McGee again, $20. And then we've got Ozzy. Thank you so much. Madra with a super sticker. Thank you. It's crazy. And there's people in the comments saying that they're buying the file too. Excellent. Carl Jensen with $10. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I honestly, when we were at Texas Woodworking Festival, talking to the Purple Heart people there, it was just amazing. And like Julianne said, they really get them set up. They give them hand tools too to work with. And looks like we got another one from Tupelo Woodcarver. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, this is so cool. It's so cool to be part of this kind of stuff. We've donated tens of thousands of dollars to St. Jude, Missing Alexis, DAV, now Purple Heart, and our local food bank. So it just keeps on growing. Okay. All right. So let's talk about how to install these models into your Vectric software. And like I said, this will not work for the Cut 2D, but for the VCarve, Desktop Pro, and Aspire, you can do this. So we're going to share screen. And so we're going to go here. Okay. And so when you buy a file from IDC Woodcraft, you're going to get an email that says your downloads are ready. And in that email is going to be a link for your download. So there's the hyperlink right there. You're going to click that hyperlink, and you're going to come to a page that says the American flag kneeling soldier. Okay, so I'm using the flat flag here. I have to go buy the other one. So hang on, I'm gonna buy the other file. Darn it! All right, Liberty, you take care of them in the meantime.
All right, Terry Gearhart with another $20 for the Purple Heart Fund. I love bringing in different facts about them too, since people are telling us. Another cool thing about the Purple Heart program is that it's zero cost to the veterans that attend the classes that they offer, as well as obviously all that they do in setting them up for their shops is zero cost. We've got people who are buying all the files. Jack Hallgrove. Hi, everyone. This one hits home for me. My dad, Harry Colgrove, was a prisoner of war in Germany and received a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star. Brought both last night with 2 bits. Bought both files last night with 2 bits. That is amazing. Thank you so much for your father's service.
Yeah, it's so cool. Okay, I'm ready. I had to go buy the file, and so we're going to share screen. And first of all, you're going to get an email, and that email is right here. And you're going to get a video in the email. It's going to tell you how to extract the file and how to import it into your software. And there's 2 videos in there. So you're going to have the download link. We're going to select that download link, and it's going to take you to the Wavy American Flag and Kneeling Soldier STL. So we're going to click the Download Now button, and we can see it's downloading on the upper right corner. It's got the little arrow downloading, and I got to wait for that to fill up. So it's a fairly large file. And then once it downloads completely, it's going to just show a little box here on the upper right that is downloaded. There it is, right there. So it's a zipped file. So now we got to go to our directory, and I'm going to go to the downloads directory, and I'm going to maximize that. We're going to increase the size of that. So we're going to go to extra large icons. So here we got a zipped file. And so you know a zipped file when your folder has a zipper going through it. And when it's a zipped file, if you click into that file, you can see the files, but you can't use them. So this is where people get kind of confused. The files are not ready because they're compressed. So what you need to do is extract that file. So it's this first one right there that's highlighted. It says Wavy Flag. You can click on the folder, and at the top there, it's going to say Extract All while it's selected. Or you can right-click, and there's going to be an Extract All button right there. So we're just going to come up to the top here and click Extract All. It's going to open up and say, do you want it put in this directory? So basically, it's going to put it in the downloads directory where we're at right now, but it's going to create a new folder. So I'm going to click Extract, and it's extracting. And now it's just opened up that folder. But I'm going to close that folder, and we can now come to right there. There it is. So that's the extracted file. So now we can double click into that, and there are 2 files that you're going to see. The first one is a JPEG. It's the image. So when you double click that image, I got to get that image down to the other screen here. There we go. And so that's the image. That's the image of the Wavy Flag. And the other one is the STL file. This is your 3D model that you're going to be able to to import into your software. So, no, John just purchased the file. Awesome. So now we're going to go over to Vectric. And I'm going to create the job. This is a 24-inch by 24-inch job, and it's 0.75 deep. Now, when I do 3D models, I like to set my Z0 off the machine bed because sometimes you carve away the top and then something happens and you lose your 0. You can't reprobe your Z0. So I always set my Z0 off the machine bed. And I'm setting things up in the back left corner. And then we're going to make sure this says very high. So there's a little drop down. You want that to be at very high so it can handle the 3D model. And we're going to click OK. So now we want to import the 3D model. Before I go on, I did see the question earlier about the Cut 2D. Can you see the 3D view? So right up here, you should have these two tabs in the upper left of the design screen. And you should have a 2D view and a 3D view there. So you can see the 3D view in your Cut 2D, just like you can in the VCarve and the Aspire. All right. So now we want to bring in that file. Now you notice under Edit File Operations, I have 8 icons here. When you get your Vectric software, there's only going to be 4. There's going to be the job setup, the open file, import a bitmap, and import a 3D model. But you won't see these 4. So the way to get these 4 icons in, you want them because it's got the save button on it and start a new job and undo and redo. You would come up to Edit at the top, click that, and then all the way down at the bottom of that drop-down menu says Options. It's going to open up a new menu. In that menu, you scroll down until it says General Settings. And the 4th item down is going to say Show Additional File Operations. Yours would say No. You just click into here, click that drop-down, change it to Yes, click Apply at the bottom, and click OK. And then you will have these buttons. All right, so the way to bring that 3D model in is you can use the last icon when you hover over it under File Operations. It's got that, I don't know what you call that thing. It's whatever that image is. But when you hover over it, it says Import a 3D model. So we're going to select that, and it's going to open up your directory. And so we need to get to the Downloads directory where I have it. Now, the first thing, before I do this, we want to organize our files. So I got to step back for just a moment, because if we don't get our files organized, we're going to have them scattered all over our computer. And so I want to step back. We're going to go back into the directory here, and we're going to go up to the downloads. And what I'm going to do is, now that I have this extracted, I'm going to copy this file. I can right click and copy. There it is, copy. And then I'm going to I create a directory called CNC Models. And there it is. And that's got all my designs in it. So I'm going to create a new directory there. You create one core directory, and then in there, you're going to create subdirectories that will tell you what those files are. And so I'm going to create a subdirectory by clicking New, start a new file, and then I'm going to name that folder. We're going to call it Wavy American Flag. Now, we're going to hit Enter, go into that directory, and then I'm going to Control V. I'm pasting that in there, so now we got the Wavy American Flag. And that's where I want to draw the model from. So, by the way, what I'm going to be showing you, you do this with virtually all the 3D models that you get. Now, one of the things in the VCarve Pro and VCarve Desktop, you can only import one 3D model. You can't have multiple models. In the clip art that they provide, you can put multiple models in. But if you import it from an external source like this, then you can only bring one in. All right, so we're going to click that that icon in the upper left under File Operations. When you hover over it, says Import 3D Models. And we're going to go find that directory we created. You want to get yourself structured right at the beginning when you start doing this with your design, so you can always find your designs. And I always like to name them so I can just type something in and when I search it to find it. So we're going to find that directory that was Wavy American flag. There it is. I'm going to go in here, and there's the STL file. So we're going to click it and click open. And it's going to switch to the 3D screen, and that model is going to come in. So there's a couple things I want to point out here. When you import a model, first of all, it's going to go to the 3D screen, and you see this little wireframe, this red wireframe that we have. That is actually the material size. So the model is coming in bigger than the material. And the model is also offset. Okay, and so what we want to do, first of all, is center the model, and then we're going to resize it. So you're going to see over here, we got this this menu that opened up. It says import 3D models and transform, it says. So these buttons up top will change the angle of the model. Let's click one and see what it does. So it changes the angle of the model. I don't want that. I want it to come in at the top and get that back. So down at the bottom, there's a button that says center model. So I'm going to click center model, and now that's going to center it up. Now I'm going to, this little toggle box in the upper right corner, I'm going to click the top so we can see it from the top. So now you can see that the model is bigger than the material still, or base material, which is 24 by 24. So we're going to downsize this model. And Jamie just purchased the file. Awesome. Down here where it says model size, in the left of the menu, you're going to see the car, and it's going to say model size. There's this little checkbox. It says lock XYZ. So what that's doing is locking the ratio. So when we downsize one dimension, it's going to downsize the other dimensions accordingly in the same percentage. So we're going to leave that checked. And the wide, well, so we have the Z here, X and Y. So what we want to do is we want to change the X to the 24, X to side. We're going to change that to under the 24 size, and so the tall will be fine. So I'm going to just enter into that box. I'm going to type in, we'll make it 23 inches, and we're going to click the little apply button that's below there. So it's going to be 23 inches wide on this model. It's going to resize the model, and there. Now it's 23 inches wide. The top is within the material, so that's good. But one of the things we have is the material or the model is thicker than the material. So one of the things I'm going to say on this project is if you're using 3/4 inch material, it's going to be really thin. I suggest that you do what I did, which is a glue up so that I have a material that's 1.5 inches thick. And that way I could expand this. But we need to get this thickness down to the material size, or just under the material size. So I'm going to switch that so you can see that. And you can see that this red frame here, that's the material. And the rest of the model, you can see the model is way too thick. So what we're going to do is uncheck that link X and Y and Z. And we're going to go to the Z box, and I'm going to change that to 0.74. So just under the thickness of the 0.75. And we're going to click apply. And now it's going to change the thickness of the model, and it's just under the thickness of the material now. And that's exactly what we want. Now we're going to click the import button, and it's going to bring us to this screen where we have the zero plane. So you see this gray plane right there, right in the middle of it. That's the zero plane. We're not going to worry about that. We're going to leave it as it is. But the one thing we want to make sure we do is uncheck the second item here, which says it says discard everything below the zero plane. So we want to uncheck that so that it keeps everything. If we check that, it's anything below that plane, it's going to get rid of, and it's going to look really funny. So discard that, and we're going to click import. All right. explain only one model can be put in VCarve Pro. If I purchase, download, I will be able to create carve it also. Yeah, but you can only do one model that you import. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. So we've got it now in the software. So now we can set up our toolpath. But what I want to do is I'm going to split the screen. So we got this these two little icons in the upper left. And what that'll do is that'll split screen. So you click one, and now we're looking at the design screen on the left and the 3D model screen on the right. Now, one of the things we can do, let's say we want to change the thickness of the material so we can get a thicker model. So what you can do is you can go into your job setup that you've already set up. So we're going to go to the upper left and go into the job setup area. Enter that, and I'm going to change my thickness to 1.5, and we're going to say OK. And it says material setup values have changed, so we're going to say yes, and we have now changed the thickness of our material. Now we can change the thickness of our model to be the same thing. And here's the way we're going to do that. First of all, I'm going to maximize the 3D screen, and the way you do that is there's a little in the upper. If you look at the top of these screens, you got the three little marks here. You got the minimize line, the maximize, and the close line. So we're going to go over to the 3D model screen. We're going to click that middle box. It's going to maximize that. So what you can do is you can click the model and then click it again, and you're going to get these little buttons that pop up down on the lower right of the model. And this is where you can change the height of the model. So we're going to go to the first one, which is the overall height of the model, and click that. And you're going to see this little number that pops up. So we're going to change that number to 1.4. And so what we're doing is we are changing the thickness of the model. So when I hit enter, you're going to see the model thickness change. And there we go. So now we got the model at 1.4, which is very cool. Now, all right, so we're set up. I just want to get my wireframe in there. Okay, so now we can take a look at the front of this, and you'll notice that in the upper left there are a bunch of icons in the design screen, and there's one with a cube. That cube is your material size. So you click that, and you can bring that model in, bring the cube in. And so now we can see the model is sitting a little bit low, isn't it? Let's change that. So we want to bring that model up. And where do I bring that model up at? I got to come to this guy. This is not something I've had to deal with before. So I'm going to close that. We're going to come back to that because I want to check something else on that.
Those are fun, but I still have to reference back to the key every time on like which one's which. Like I know what they do, but I always get them mixed up.
These two buttons here?
Those, yeah, the icons to change the different levels of everything, and then when you're doing a concave versus a and stuff like that.
I'm not going to run through that right now because I'm just
I know that's what I'm saying is like those get confusing, so those are referenced back to those.
Yeah, they do get confusing. Actually, I don't have all that totally squared up, but we'll see if we can get that figured out. So I got to get this model back into position. I want to, I'm not sure why it went underneath the material like that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete the model because I don't know how to quickly get it readjusted. See, I'm not that much of an expert. Oops, we got to just hit enter to get that menu out of there. And I want to see if anybody's got some stuff going on there. There's comments on that. We can go to, I think it's components, and I can right click that, and the screen is so small that I can't tell everything we got here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reinstall it. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to select the model, I'm just going to hit delete and delete it, and I'm going to reinstall it. So I'm going to have to come back and figure that one out. So we're just going to reinstall it with the new material thickness, which is 1.5. And I'm going to change my dimensions again. So we're going to center up the model and change that to 23 on the X and apply that. And then we are going to change the thickness to 1.4 and apply that. And then we're going to set the model up and we should be in good shape. We're going to import. And then we're going to take a look at the front of the model. And looks like it's off still. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm going to have to work
Is it
on
your zero plane?
The zero plane is on the middle. It should, the zero plane should not be like that. I'm not really sure. I need to move that slider all the way down, the zero plane slider. We'll go ahead and move the zero plane slider. It might be. So we'll move that Yaks guy just to move the zero plane all the way down. So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to delete that model again. And then we're going to do that again. So we'll bring it in. It worked fine for me before, so I actually haven't had to run into this. So this is kind of fun. See, so just goes to show you we're 1.4, so I'm setting up my thicknesses again, and we're gonna got to center it up, and we are going to go and slide the slider down the zero plane all the way to the bottom, and then we're going to do the import and see what happens here. All right, let's take a look at the front. Oh, we got it. Yay. Okay, thanks, Yaks guy. All right, so that was it. Thanks, Liberty, too. All right, so now we get to set up the toolpath. Yeah, I did center the model. The model is centered on the material. So we're going to, before we set up the toolpath, this is the way I like to do these models. We're going to go to the 2D view, and I want to cut this project out, right? I want to cut it out to the shape of the flag that you see there. So what I'm going to do is select that model, and then down in the design area at the very bottom it says 3D modeling tools. This is a version 12.5, by the way. So 12.0 and 12.5 are going to look like this. If you have 11, it's going to be a little bit different. I think the tools are going to be up at the top, and you're going to have to go to your 3D screen. So anyway, we want to go to that first one. It's a cube, and it's got a little red box around it. And what that's going to do is that's going to create a vector all the way around the model. So we're going to zoom in real quick right to there. I'm going to click off the model. So you see there's just the edges of the model there. Now I'm going to click it again, and we're going to click that cube. And now you can see it has created a vector. So that's the model boundary, a vector that we've created around the model. Now we're going to carve this model out. So I'm going to switch over to your toolpath. And the first thing we want to do is rough the model out. So the 3D modeling tools are these two icons right here. They are the last two in the carving icon. So all the brown icons are carving tools or carving toolpaths. So we're going to use the roughing one, which is the one to the left when you hover over this 3D roughing toolpath. And we are going to select first of all, the bit that you want to use. The one I like to use is the beast to quickly remove this material, especially when you did a model this size. And so we've got it selected right here, the beast. So I'm going to show you, we'll show you what the beast is afterwards. It's very aggressive. So let me write that down for those of you who don't know. But the next selection, we want to select on the radio buttons here, we want to click selected vector. And we can either click the model boundary or selected vector. And I like to go to selected vector. So what we'll do is just select that vector, which I just did there. And then we're going to do our boundary offset. So it's a 1/2 of an inch offset. And what that's doing is that's going to cut 1/2 of an inch outside of that vector. And then I'm going to do a 3D raster. And what that's going to do, it's going to cut it along the profile of the 3D surface. And then at that, I'm just going to leave it and calculate that. And that should come out quite nicely. So now we've got all our toolpaths, and we're going to preview that toolpath. I'm going to go back into this for a minute. I got a different toolpath in there I got to get rid of. Okay. So one of the things I want to make sure I do is change the direction of this raster. So you can see right now the raster is going at a 90-degree angle. And I got to get in there. Where's my angle? There it is. So your raster angle, when I'm doing a roughing cut, I don't want to go along with the grain, especially with the beast, because what it's going to do is it's going to chunk off a bunch of your wood because it's just chipping it off along with the grain. So I run the roughing tools at a 90-degree or across the grain. And that makes not only nice chips, but I can it's very consistent, and I can run it a lot faster without those chunks, because those chunks will, if you're using the vacuum system, the chunks are going to get caught up in your hose and jam things up. So we got that set up at 90 degrees, and so now we're going to calculate that. No, it says no vector select. I'm going to cancel this. So we're already set that up. So you can see that the toolpaths are going 90 degrees to the grain of the material, which is left and right on this. So now we're going to do a preview on this. And so now it has roughed it out. So you see how it's cut out up here. It's gone off the 3D model. That was at 0.5 that I set up. And I want that because when I do my cutout of the project, I want as much of that material cut out of the way as possible. So now we're going to go into the finishing 3D tool. So that's the other 3D tool path with the kind of dome shape on it. We're going to select that, and we are going to select the tool, which is going to be the taper ball nose, the fine detail taper ball nose. We'll put links for these tools in there. And so we've got that there. And then again, I'm going to use the selected vector. So I'm going to go select that vector, and we are going to make sure our boundary offset, it doesn't need to be as much. So I'm going to make that a 0.03 or 0.3. And then the angle needs to be at 0. So the angle's at 0. There it is, right down at the bottom. And we have it set on raster. I don't like to do offset. I like to set these on raster because I want this to cut along the grain of the material. Sometimes you'll see in videos people do these 3D models, and they do them at 45 degrees. That's their preference. I like going along with the grain. Then we're just going to calculate this. And it's going to take a little while because it's a fairly large model. There we go. And then we're going to preview all toolpaths. And now it's carving this project out. And there we are. It's a very cool project. And then the last thing we're going to do is just cut the project out. So we're going to close that, and we're going to go back to our 2D screen. Now we're going to do a profile toolpath, and we're going to set the depth to Z equals, and that's going to set it to the 1.5 that we have programmed in. We want to set it to the outside right, and we want to get the tool that we're going to be using. So we got the 1/4 inch compression end mill in there. And so one of the things I'm not doing here is I haven't been naming the toolpaths. I would use tabs on these because you don't want it to kick out, especially after you've done all that 3D carving. So we're going to click the Add Tabs checkbox, then Edit Tabs, and then we're going to put, 1, 2, 3, 4 tabs on here. You know what? I'm going to close that first because I want to see the tab size I got. So my tabs are a 1/2 inch long, and they're an 1/8 inch thick. So that's good. Okay, so we're going to add the tabs. I want 4 tabs, and then we are going to click the button, Add Tabs, and then we're going to position the tabs. So you can see these little you can almost not see them on the screen. They're just these little yellow boxes. And you can just hover your mouse over it and then drag it to where you want it. So there's one on each edge. So I'm just going to move them. So we have 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. There we go. And then we're going to close that. And now we have that vector selected. I just got to make sure. And the tabs are in there. Okay. And then I'm going to name the toolpath. So this is going to be the Wavy flag cutout. And I'm using the compression, 1/4 inch compression end mill. So I'm going to name it CM14. That's our SKU number in-house. And that just tells me it's a compression 1/4 inch. And I'm going to calculate that. And we're going to preview that toolpath. And there it is. And then all we have to do is cut the tabs away from the flag. And the graphics are a little weird on this for some reason. Okay. All right. So now we want to go in and change the names of these other toolpaths. So I'm just going to click into each one. This is the Wavy flag rough. And that's going to be done with the beast. And I'm just going to recalculate that. Or I can just right click over it. And I'm going to do the second one. Right click and we're going to click the rename. And we're going to call it Wavy flag finish. And the tool number is TBN-2. And there we go. So the project is now complete. And just run it. And now you save your G code. So we're going to close that. We're going to go to save the G code. First of all, we want to check all the toolpaths. And so I click that little checkbox by toolpaths. Go to save the toolpaths. And then we're simply going to save it. We're going to save it in that directory. So we're in Wavy flag. So we're just going to change the name to Wavy flag. And we're going to get rid of whatever else is there. And I'm going to click save. And then we can open up that directory. See if there it is. And so we have 3 toolpaths. We've got toolpath number 1, which is the beast. Toolpath number 2, which is the taper ball nose, the finishing toolpath, and taper number 3, which is the cutout. So that's the whole process of running through that project. Now, did I miss anything, Liberty? Okay. Whew.
I don't think so, yeah.
Okay.
I think you pretty well covered it there.
All right.
All right. So with that, I've got a couple of people who've got some pretty relevant questions that I'm going to pop in real quick.
Okay.
So do you know, you might have already closed everything too much. Do you know what the runtime was on that?
Okay. Depending on the size.
Right.
So this one, I think it took, this is 24 wide. So I think this took about 6 to 8 hours. I don't remember exactly which, but you can go into the software. Let's see. I'm going to go back and at least you can get an estimate of it. And the way you get the estimate, you close that, and then you can come into this this clock right here. So it's just next to the bottom row. You'll see the little clock. You can click that, and it says up here how long each toolpath would take, or is expected to take. So the roughing says 1.35 hours. That's not right. The roughing is probably because it's running so fast. It's running at 300 inches per minute the way I've got it set up. Actually, let me go take a look. I want to see what I got it set at. It's set at 120. I would crank that up to 300 at a 1/4 inch deep. So anyway, go into the clock. So it says 1.5 hours for the roughing, 14 hours for the finish, But this is not set up right on my thing. So my rapid is 600. Okay. And it's going to be inches per minute. I almost can't see this. There we go. And then, let's say in 14 hours here. This did not take 14 hours for me. It took about 6 to 8 hours, if I remember right. So when Kyle is here next week, bring that question about that timer, because he can explain how that timer works and get that adjusted. He's done that before. All right, what's another question?
All right, so relevant to this, we're looking at the proper bits for your files, starting with the Great Seal. Is there a difference between the BD14 versus the suggested TBN2? I have it in both flag files in my cart.
Okay. BD14. Okay. You want to explain?
Yeah, so the difference would be their level of detail ability. So the BD14, it is a 1/4 inch bit. It's not going to be able to get as high of detail, small of details as something like the TBN2. So for some 3D projects, it is appropriate. It just depends upon your size and your level of detail. Whereas things like the taper ball nose bits, they're tapered, they're fine, they're itsy bitsy, they're 1/4 inch bits, but the tip of them is not. They're ultra fine, they're tiny bunny little guys. Which to that I bring up William's next question, which is, so you're saying there's more than the fine detailed taper ball nose bit, because I believe you used the TBN1 in your demonstration just now.
Did I use the TBN1?
I believe so. The ultra fine is the TBN1 and the fine is the TBN2.
Yeah. So the fine detail ball nose, taper ball nose is it's going to be for more macro type of this larger thing. So you can get away with that on this project. If you use the ultra fine, then you're going to get a little more crispness out of it. But you're also going to run a lot longer. That's why that was 14 hours. If I change that to the TBN, I'm just going to switch that over to the TBN. Is that TBN one there? Let's remove that and let's switch that over. Let's see. So, okay, so TBN. There we go. Just like that. So this is the fine detail one. Let's see what that does here. How it changes the time on this clock. Next, like I said, next week, let's just come in with Kyle to ask the question. So this is taking a little while. It kind of bound up here. It's doing a lot of calculation. But in the meantime,
a lot of thinking. Yep.
In the meantime, I'm going to just cancel that screen. So this is a little finer detail 3D file. So I would use the TBN1. So you have the ultra fine and the fine detail. The difference is how long it's going to run. So you've got a ball that is, it's got a 0.045 radius on it. That's the fine detail. And then the ultra fine is a 0.01 radius on it. So it's going to be doing a step over 8% of that diameter of that radius. So we're doing a 0.01, 8% of that is 0.001 every pass. So that's like micrometer size. All
right. So can you use the hog end mill for roughing it out instead of the beast?
You can. They both do the same thing. I prefer to use the beast whenever I can, just because it's a stouter bit. It's shorter, so it's a stockier. And in this case, I would use the beast, but you can use the hog.
All right, and then we've got both Jack and Screaming Goat CNC asking if you can add text, letters, names, words to like the top banner, the bottom banner, things like that.
Yeah, I believe you can. So let's get back into this. So we'll share screen again. Okay. So first thing is, I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to type in some words. So we're going to just type in, let's type in Liberty. There we go. And I'm not sure where I put that at. So I'm going to just redo that. Liberty, where did it go? I'm going to Control Z that because I'm not sure where that went to. So we're right there. And I'm going to change the size to, we'll make it 1-inch letters. And then we're going to type in Liberty. And we almost can't see it. It's purple. That's why. Okay. So 1 inch is a little tall. I'm going to change it to 0.5. And we're going to click close. Now, if I click over here, there you can see Liberty. And I'm going to move that over. So we can make these letters as big as we want. We're going to tell it to follow the 3D contour. And we can do that in the VCarve and Toolpath. It's actually pretty cool. But we're just going to leave it like this. We're going to type in Liberty. Let's just get a little bit more here. So I want to get Liberty USA. And EU for our, let's see, and, oops, there we go, and Canada. There we go. All right, so I'm going to click close. I think I missed. Okay, there we go. All right, so we got all our brothers and sisters in here. Sorry about the guys that down under, forgot about you. But so I'm moving that up here. And you can see on this project, there's the wavy flag. So it kind of curves around like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to freehand by using the create vectors and use the freehand tool. And I am going to start to draw along that curve in the flag. Okay, and then I'm going to do it again at the bottom curve of the flag. I got to get out of this for a second because I got to move that text. So we're just moving it out of the way. Now we're going to go back to the freehand tool, and I'm going to do it along the bottom of the flag there. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it on the stripe. This is one way you can do it. The other way you can do it, that freehand is not looking so good. So let's get out of that. We're going to do it like this. I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to get the line tool, draw a polyline. And now, right now, we're on the straight line. So you can tell by the cursor, it's got the little zigzag right above the cursor. And I'm going to hit the letter S, and that should turn us into polyline. So now I can start to click, Bezier curves. And now I can just click along there. It's going to make a much smoother line. Okay, there's one. And then I'm going to do the other one. And we're just following the curve of the flag, of the stripes of the flag. Just this one stripe. Okay, there we go. And so there we go. That's fairly close. Now I'm going to take this text and I'm going to just move it up into roughly the middle of that. And now we're going to get to that particular, okay, it's text on a curve. So you see the two texts in the draw vectors, and then the third one is text on a curve. It's got the ABC in it. I'm going to select that, and I think that's the right one. No, it's a different one. Liberty, you remember which one that is?
Are you talking about conform it to a curve?
Yeah.
I think you were on the right one.
No, it's this one right here.
Two lines.
Okay. This is what I want. Okay. So it is under the transform objects. And it's this one that's got this kind of funny shaped square. You select that. And so what we have is we have the text selected. Now we're going to hold the shift button down and click the bottom line and then the top line. And then we're going to click apply. And that didn't work. So the reason it didn't work is, so I'm going to hit Control Z, is that it didn't have the right one selected. So we're over here. We're going to select the box with the two swirly lines on it. And now I'm going to select the text. Let's close that and Control Z. Let's try that again. Hope this works. And select the text, then hit the Shift button, and select the, darn it, and the upper button, and we're going to select that wavy line. It's got the two lines that are wavy together, and then I'll click apply. And it actually kind of came out kind of ugly, but shouldn't necessarily do that. I wonder if that has to do with the font that I'm using. I don't normally use this tool. So select text on the curve, pick text, pick one curve is the other way to do it. Okay, so we'll do text on a curve. We'll do it that way. And so we're going to go to text on a curve, and then we're going to select the text, and then we're going to hold the control button down and select that bottom line. Did it select it? Okay, there it is. And now we got the text following the curve. So that's the other way you can do it, and then you can just change the size of the text. So yeah, thanks for throwing that one out there. Okay, and then we can do the toolpath. So we're going to switch back over to the toolpath. Now we're going to do a VCarve, right? So we're going to select the text, and we're going to go into VCarve, and we're going to use the 60-degree V-bit. I'm not going to use any clearance tools, so we're going to remove that. And down at the bottom, there's this little checkbox, and it says project toolpath onto the 3D surface, right? So you select that and then click carve. And now what it's done, it should be right on the surface of the, there it is. So we're gonna have to change the depth on that. And oh, that's why, because its start depth was at 0.5. Change that start depth to 0, and then I'm going to uncheck the flat depth. Let's see how this works. And reset the preview. Okay, wait for everything to run out. Oh, why did that change? Now that's doing an offset finishing toolpath. Because I went back into it. I hate doing the offset 3D finishing toolpath. There you go. And now it is following the contour of that. So I got to go back into that 3D finish toolpath and change that to raster. There it is. So when I went into it, it defaulted back to the offset. I didn't know it did that. You got to watch that. That's why we got this rendering. All right, so there we go. Any other questions, Libby?
All right.
Wow, this thing's bound up again. There we go.
Did you carve your table leg yet?
I did not. No,
okay.
We've been quite busy in some other stuff. So, yeah, it's talking about the rotary.
Yep, I know.
Yeah.
Yep, because you mentioned it last week. So,
yeah.
Can I just purchase the trivets at this moment? No, we don't have them listed.
No, we'll get them listed. So, do you guys want to see this new product that we're going to be bringing out? This will be the first introduction to this, and I'm going to give you opportunity to get on a list to have first dibs on this. So, I want to see in the comments if you guys want to see this a new product. It's actually really cool.
While they let you know how much they want to see it, we've got a few more donations for the Purple Heart.
Bring it up.
We've got Carfee, $20 to the Purple Heart Foundation.
Cool.
Rick Jackson, $20 to the Purple Heart Foundation.
Sweet.
And Jody Hurl, $20 to the Purple Heart Foundation. Thank you all so much.
Jody.
It's amazing to see you guys participate with us.
Yeah, so it's so cool. So for those of you that weren't here in the beginning when we were talking about this, so we have made this Wavy flag file that I was just showing you guys. We've made that available to the end of tonight. We made it available yesterday for Veterans Day, and all the proceeds from that file are going to go to the Purple Heart Foundation. And the Purple Heart Foundation, Julianne does the best. Do you want to explain it?
Me? I mean, yeah, I can.
Go ahead.
So the Purple Heart Foundation is a foundation that works with veterans, specifically in the realm of woodworking. So one of the things that they do is they use the proceeds to set up a design and build a workbench, because that's very important. When you get into woodworking, you need some sort of surface to work on, and not everybody has a surface to start out on. And that gets them set up in that aspect, as well as they then provide them the tools to get started, a lot of the hand woodworking tools. And then the classes that they offer for veterans are free as well. So it's just an amazing program that gives an amazing resource and hobby purpose, just possibility to get your hands into wood without, having to get all into it yourself.
Yeah. So it's really cool. So what we're going to do is all the proceeds from this file will go to the foundation, and we're going to match it. All right. I've got another one there, Liberty.
Oh, wow. Our Russ, $50 to the Purple Heart Foundation. Thank you so much.
Well, Julianne, you're going to have to tally this up so we can see what we collected. Okay. So regarding the new product. So how many of you folks use these kind of clamps? I've bought these aluminum clamps and use these ungodly things. Put it in the comments. I do. I have them. All right. Okay, Rich. Just use them today. Okay. So these kind of clamps scare the crap out of me because they sit so high, and they're big. With the screws and so I actually came up with clamps, a simple design. That's these guys right here, right? You can even buy the file, but I've still not been happy. I've been wanting to find a better solution. So there's lots of, it's got the CA glue technique. We're just talking clamps right now. So there's lots of different clamps out there, clamping styles, size of clamps. Those are actually pretty big compared to what's out there. 2 thumbs up says scares them too. Then you get the cam clamps. But I've been looking for something that is very low profile, very small, but strong, and it's not been out there. Well, we were approached by a company who came up with a concept design, and they actually approached other CNCers, and nobody had an interest. But when Liberty and I saw those, because we had Liberty on that, it was this is so obvious to have this particular product. And so the clamp, I'm going to switch on the other camera. And so these clamps are called edge huggers. And I'm going to switch to my other camera. And these are going to be available at IVC Woodcraft. We are going to be the only one that has these because they were only in development when the company approached us. And they are patented, right? So it's really interesting clamp that is, it's going to come like this. You got this box and you got these components inside of it. And this is the clamp. This little tiny thing. Okay, so the way this works is you got a lot of different screw lengths here. And
Garrett, I don't think we're actually seeing anything.
Oh, really?
Besides you just explaining and turning around.
I didn't hit the share button. I'm glad you said something. All right, let's.
Sorry, I was looking at comments and responding, so I hadn't noticed.
All right. Okay, that's cool. Hey, good run. Okay, so anyway, maximize the screen, Julianne.
Yeah.
I wish you guys would have called that out really quick. Okay, so anyway, you got the gist of it. So anyway, we talked to the company. They brought these in, and this is what they brought in. This is actually the finished kit here. And this is the clamp. So let's try and get that close to the camera. Right, it's just this little tiny thing right there. It's a super low profile clamp, very small. And so the way, this is called the edge hugger clamp. And I got to find my calipers. Where did I put the calipers? There they are. And so this was a hands down, yeah, we want to get this on the market because it really meets the need that I want. And so it's got all these different length screws in it. And so what we're going to do is we are going to measure, we're going to go to millimeters. And we're going to measure that from the top of the material down to the bottom of the track, the T-track. And that is 36 millimeters. So what we're going to do is go into this box and grab the 35 millimeter screws. So we get all four of them out. 3, 4. We're going to get these 4 clamps. And then finally, I'm going to get the little universal T-nuts. These guys are awesome. We're going to sell these independently as well, maybe. These are little T-nuts that are, yeah, this fit the track. But anyway, I'm going to get them out of here. It's just such a small little pocket. There we go. Okay, got that. We're going to do a quick assembly on the clamp. So that one. And I want to do all 4 of these. So as I'm doing this, we are going to create a sign-up sheet because we are getting 1,000 kits in sometime over the next month. We're pretty on target, aren't we, Julianne? I'm assuming we're on target to get them in, and we're going to release them shortly after Christmas.
Oh yeah, we're actually ahead of schedule.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay. Similar to clamps through Inventables. Okay. Anyway, so now the thing with these clamps is there's no lever on it. The force is straight down right against the material. So these, they're technically rated for 250 pounds per square inch on each clamp, but they can go up to 1,000 pounds. So I am going to back up a little bit, just so back the camera up. So I just want you to see, okay, so I just snugged that one up. I'm going to put this one here and snug this one up. Oops, I should have put them on the back too, so now I'm going to go back behind the machine and slide them down from the back of the truck. That one and this one. These are currently exclusive to IBC Woodcraft. All right, so I got that one. And you just have to hold it in when you tighten it down. And the final one right here. And so I want you to just kind of notice how I'm tightening this down. So I got the little Allen wrench here, and I'm just tightening it down. Oops, just a little bit, but we're not going very hard at all. Get that one, that one, that one, and that one. And I can still crank that down. Okay. So that's the clamp. I'm going to try to get a little close to it so you can see how low profile this clamp is. That's 0.2 tall and 1 inch wide, and it's got just under a 1/4 inch overhang on it. So this is the new tool that we are bringing online, and I'm really excited about this clamp because it's so low profile that I don't have to worry about crashing into anything. So this is the first time I've talked about this. We've been working on this for, Julianne, I'm going to bring you up. How long have we been working on that? About 4 months?
No longer than that. It
5
was like
months?
springtime.
Okay. So price, how much? We are probably going to price this at, I think we're priced around 75 for this set. There's quite a bit involved in the set. And then, so for those who are going to get on this list, we're going to do a 10% discount for a limited time when we release it. So we're going to have 2 lists. I got the CNC Insiders, and then we created this other list that will be you'll be informed 24 hours before the CNC Insiders. So the CNC Insiders has like 60,000 people on that email list, right? So when we release them, they're going to wipe out really quick. So I want to give people the opportunity, but it's also going to help me know how many sets we need to order. Right now we're getting 1,000 on order, and we may need more. So Julianne has put a link in the description.
I put the CNC Insiders link in.
We
This
don't-
is the link that you guys will
We
need.
don't want the CNC
Yeah.
Insiders. We don't want that one. I'm going to put a different link in.
I think I got the right one. The one that
Okay.
you sent earlier.
Yeah. So it's just hang on. Yep. Drink. Oh, some of the other, James is taking on the drink thing now. For those of you that don't know, whenever I ask Julianne to do something, then Mark Lindsay started the whole drink thing. Liberty, you can come back on board if you want. So don't use the link that Julianne put in before.
I think that's probably a first.
Yeah, it probably is. I can grab it. Okay, so the edge hugger, there it is. All right, so what I want you to do, if you want first dibs on this is like a commitment link, right? Because this is going to give you, there, I just plugged that in. This is going to give you access 24 hours ahead before the CNC Insiders. I'm going to be marketing this. So people are going to want this thing, and we will wipe out if we don't, well, we will wipe out of these. So we want to make sure we have as much inventory. What T slot do they fit? So these are universal to T slots. We had they had them designed to all the T tracks that are out there. So the ones that are 19 millimeters wide, that's the one it's going to go to, right? There's some tracks that are like an inch wide, it won't work on those. But the tracks that IDC Woodcraft sells and the universal ones that you find from most of the CNC routers, 19 millimeters to 3/4 inch wide, that'll fit those.
Rich also wanted to know how many clamp blocks are in the set.
There's 4 clamps. Let me get the set over here. So there's 4 clamps. We will have extra clamps though too, right? So we can sell more clamps if you want to get extras. There's these little brass. Let's see. So you got these little universal nuts. There's 6 millimeters, right? And it can clamp from 1/4 inch thick material all the way up to, you can go up to 1 3/4 thick material as this kit will work on. So you can go pretty tall.
So a funny question that I saw earlier. Crudely Made wanted to know, did you just break one of the 4 clamps in the far right corner? No, he was beating the heck out of it and didn't have it tightened correctly.
No, nice catch. No, it just popped off. I was beating the heck out of it, and so it shifted a little bit and it just popped off. That actually is the first prototype. It actually did break, right? It was starting to break after a little while. So had to change the plastic, had to change the die in the plastic, and had to move the injection ports because it was put in what they call the knit line right at the corner of the clamp. The knit line is where the plastic comes together. All right. Any other questions on that?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say I watched it back because I was like, oh, I didn't see that, and so I watched it back and just as you were beating the crap out of it. And again, you're doing this live, you're throwing it on just to like do a little example. So that one, literally, I watched it was the one you least tightened too.
Was it? Okay.
Yep. And
Yeah. Yeah, but even, I mean, and we didn't even, you don't crank it down. So all the force is going down. So it's what, 250 pounds per square inch. But they said it's rated, it's technically a safety factor of 4, so it can take up to 1,000 pounds per square inch per clamp. There you go. So anyway, yeah, this is your first. You are the first to know about this product tonight, and we are going to start marketing it. If you're interested, you want to get on that list, right? So we're gonna put that.
I'll put that link in there again.
Okay. You want to sign up to the list. It's for the Edge Hugger clamps. You are going to be notified 24 hours before the CNC Insiders. Because once the CNC Insiders, it's like the CNC Insiders Plus list. Once they know, well, everybody's going to know. We're going to market these things because it's a whole new kind of clamp setup. Okay. Anyway, we'll work on Onefinity QCW. I don't know what the QCW is. It'll work on all the 3/4 inch wide T-track. So we get like 4 or 5 different T-tracks, got Rocklers and some other people's, and they fit them all. So it'll fit alt mill T-tracks, yes. It'll fit ICC wood T-tracks. Okay. All right. What time is it?
Got a couple more thank yous for donations.
Okay.
I don't know if these are repeats or not, but our Russ gave a 50. Liberty had that one up there. And then Spooky gave a 10. Love our veterans. Thank you for your sacrifice. And then we've got another one from Greg Butts, who gave $20 and a super sticker. I don't like the StreamYard doesn't show the super stickers. Because they are the cutest little things ever. You can see a little dancing hair.
Yeah, little animals.
So he's like a little dancing fella right there.
Yep. Somebody asked what the bolt size was. It's an M6 bolt. Yeah, those super stickers. They're all cute.
Mm-hmm.
They're all super
adorable. Cute. Ellen sent one earlier. It was like a running pair saying "Go for it." It was adorable. I love it. All right.
Yeah, so the threads are probably the same as most T-nuts. They're M6 bolts. So M6 by 1. So they're metric bolts. Okay.
There's 4 questions left.
I was going to say, we've got a few questions if you want to hop in them for a second.
Yeah.
I've got answers for some of them. So, all right. Gary Lynn, what's the best place to download fonts? I got a new HP, and believe it or not one flipping cursive font on it.
Oh,
okay,
man.
Done ranting. My favorite is dafonts.com. It's dafonts.com. And I go through and you can specify like what you're looking for. You can specify the type of lettering, if you want it swirly, if you want it blocky, if you want it comic-y. I'm sure Garrett's about to pull it up right now and show you. And there's literally, you can choose whether it's licensed or not. And I believe there was another question earlier that I don't see now. When it was on how to download it into your fonts. So while Garrett gets that pulled up, I'm assuming correctly.
I got a video. I'm finding the other one. There's another one's called 1001 free fonts, but it's got a whole bunch.
Yes. But as far as downloading it, I believe that's also in your video about fonts.
Yep. So I got a video about that. It tells you where you get your free fonts.
Yep, and I believe it also tells you how to download them.
Yep. It tells you how to download and install them. So, yeah, I mean, I can bring it in here. I'll just share it real quick so you can see. Share screen. I'm going to share this screen right there. And so there's the font. And you got all kinds of things you can pick from in here. And some of them are free, some of them you have to pay for. But it'll tell you if it's free or not, I believe. There, yep. It says over at the right, it says free for personal use. And you can download
And
it.
you can also select above to only view ones that are like free for public use, personal use, commercial use, whatever it's called.
Yeah. Yep. You can buy a license
yeah.
if you want to use it for commercial use.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the 1001 fonts. So, yep, just explore the sites. They're pretty cool. They got so many fonts. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm honestly about to go through my fonts and remove a bunch of the auto put on there ones that all look the same that I'm never going to use to clear up space for all my cool ones that I've been pulling off of websites like that.
Okay. Yeah.
So
be careful. Don't
Kim,
overwhelm yourself with it.
It's a big plan. It's been in a plan for a while. I haven't done it yet. It likely won't happen for a long time.
All right. Okay, let's knock out a few more of these questions.
All right, Kim, I pulled my IDC calipers out of their box and the screen was dark. Replaced the battery with those you included, the screen dark. Notice the tool handle appears to be magnetically attracted to my laptop.
That shouldn't be. So first of all, flip the battery around and see if that works. Because I did that too. The battery unfortunately fits both ways. So flip the battery around.
Also, this likely isn't an issue in your case, but I have had several customers put in the battery slider in upside down.
Oh, okay.
And then I got them back and I flipped them and they worked perfectly fine.
Okay. All right. So, yep, do that. And why it's magnetic to your laptop, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that kind of how things become magnety.
Well, they're stainless, but so stainless is not as magnetic, depending on the grade of stainless. So, but that's kind of weird.
That's very weird.
Okay, next.
Would it be a violation of? Oh, well, real quick, Kim. If it's still not working, send me an email. I'll get things worked out with you.
Yeah.
We'll get you taken care of. Would it be a violation of the purchase agreement if a school made this and gave it to our local Rotary Club to sell at their annual scholarship fundraiser auction?
What, this Wavy flag file?
Like if they made the Wavy flag file and sold that piece of wood.
Yeah. Okay. So, folks, here's the rules with our files. You cannot sell the file, but you can sell the project all day long. All right. So we hold the copyright rules to the files. If you ever see anybody trying to sell them, let us know.
All right. I think you kind of went over this. What did you set the TBN12 speed and overlay percentage? You went over how little of a percentage that was already.
Yeah. The percentage, I would set the percentage no more than 10%. I like to go 8%. And when I'm using those bits, I set them to 300 inches per minute if your machine can handle it.
My silver bullet is stuck in the muscle chuck. How do I get it out?
Oh boy. So folks, the silver bullet is the 3/16 down cutting end mill that we have. I like using the 3/16. We'll link it because I like using that bit because it does finer work. But it's you can use the eighth inch diameter bit, not this fine detail, but you know that the bit's starting to get you can't work it as hard. 1/4 inch you can work hard. So the 3/16 is a nice combination between the two. All right, so the bit is stuck in the muscle chuck. That's one of the reasons we stopped with the muscle chuck. We're having lots of quality issues with that, so we stopped selling those. Unfortunately, because it was really cool. What do you do? Well, I would take the muscle chuck off first. So take it off the machine, and then it should come out. Then try to get something to pop it from the back, like a screw or something, hammer it down from the back. It shouldn't be welded to it. You can't necessarily weld. We can't weld carbide. So, yeah. If you can't get it, give us a buzz. We'll see if we can talk to you a little bit more.
All right. That's it.
That's it with your questions. Cool. And okay. So what else we got here? Oh, another product we're going to be coming out with very shortly is the tramming bar. Finally, 12-inch tramming bar and a 6-inch tramming bar. So these are solid metal, 1/4-inch pins. So excited to get those out. I got some new tooling here to test. We got other new tooling coming out. We have the Excelsiors that are going to be coming out. These guys that we've been working on for a long time. All right. That's going to be a kick-ass bit. Okay, what else we got here? 2 pair of vice grips. What's the question there?
I think he was saying use 2 pair of vice grips to get them apart.
Oh, the muscle chuck.
Yeah, people are throwing in ideas on how to get the bit out of the muscle chuck.
Yeah, Rich threw his muscle chuck away. Yeah, it was. We had some issues with that. It was such a good product idea. We're having issues with that, so we finally had to take them off the site because we weren't able to get it worked out, which stunk. I'd still like to come up with muscle chuck concepts, right? Come up with our own. Oh, all right, folks. Any other questions? Oh, we got 5 sitting out there, or did you get them all taken care of?
Nope, they're all done.
Oh, so today is a celebrity day. Got this one from Vectric.
I did not see that one.
Yeah, today's celebrity day, celebratory day. You're finally able to purchase his Vectric, the Cut 2D software. Tomorrow he attempts his first project. Fingers crossed. All right. And he's giving us some thank you for all the answers, any questions he's had. It's our pleasure. Greetings to all and his great IDC staff. I can't say enough about the IDC. Beast bit for profile cutouts. Just finished 170 handheld hardwood crosses using this bit. Shipped them all over the USA. The Beast is a beast, folks. If you don't have the Beast, I would suggest you get the Beast. It hogs out material lightning fast. Thanks, Rich, for the little shout out there.
And we have some of Rich's handheld crosses, right? Is that who sent us those?
Is that the same one? Rich, you got to tell us if that's the same one.
I don't remember. I feel bad, but I don't remember who sent us those.
We've gotten multiple versions.
Yeah.
We've gotten small, smooth ones that are like completely in your palm. We've got the little gnarly ones that fit in between your fingers.
Yep, that's right. I forgot about the gnarly one.
All right. One more question and a donation.
Okay.
Beautiful. $2 to the Purple Heart Foundation. Does the tool setter work with a long mill MX 2.5?
Tool setter. So I'm not. We're talking about the. Are we talking about the probe? We're talking about this. Yes, if these will work on it. I don't know what else that we would be talking on, right? So they sell that. They sell that tool setter. That's what I'm considering to be a tool setter. And unless you're talking about the tramming bar, then the tramming bar will work on it. Okay, so remember, folks, Black Friday is going on, and at IDC Woodcraft. So you can jump on board now and get the Black Friday deals. Gives you plenty of time to make your Christmas list, get it to your honey, say, babe, I got my Christmas list all worked out in the shopping cart, go get it. All right. And the file. Remember, for the rest of the day, all the proceeds for this file is going to be donated to Purple Heart Project, and we're gonna match whatever we get on that. And if it's not enough for us, we'll add more to it.
Okay, so I know what he was referring to. He's referring to the PWN tool setter. So the way this works is we feature PWN products on our website. In regards to, does it work with the long mill? That would be a question for PWN to answer.
Yeah. Yeah. So one of the things we do is our partners, we companies that match our business standards, right? Have the same standards. You know, customer service, always working on new products. And they meet these different standards, and we will partner up with them. And so we have their products on our site because they met those standards. So I haven't used them though. So yeah, contact PWN. All right, are we doing any giveaways or anything? There's the tool setter. Okay. Yeah, I've not used their tool setter. So yep, contact them, ask them.
I can't say I had anything planned. We've been kind of busy catching up on Veterans Day stuff, and this sale's been going phenomenally. So
let's just do
hit that like button.
We'll just do a gift card. Hit the like button, folks. We'll just do a gift card. How's that?
Let me get it set up here. Hold on. It's gonna take me a minute.
Oh, pardon me.
Oh, OV is telling us to do this. All right, she's setting up the card. Meantime, folks, so we're going to do our giveaway. Did we?
Here's a good one for you. Came in late. Have you talked about your new foot or toe clamp? Do you want to talk about it again before the end of the show?
Sure. Okay. So, I'll just do
yeah, he steals M&Ms from my office all the time.
I'm munching on my M&Ms. All right, extra camera. Okay. All right. So we are going to be putting out these. They're called edge huggers. It's a trademark name. These little tiny clamps right here, and this comes as a kit like this right here, and there'll be 4 clamps in the kit, and you get different length screws and the T-nuts that'll fit these universal T-tracks, the ones that are 3/4 inch wide, and the clamps, they set the force to 250 psi per clamp for pounds per square inch, but it's got a safety factor of 4 built into it, which means it can go up to 1,000 psi, which is more than you ever need. But so let me put this one back up. It popped off. It did not break.
Hey, Garrett, I don't think your audio is working if you're talking. Are you talking? Your audio is not working.
So everyone, you see the clamp, and it has an edge, and it
Yep,
goes in
yep.
the T-track. And I can't read lips, so I couldn't tell you what he's saying.
I don't want to be front and center.
Hello. All right, let me go ahead and get this screen share going
can't
real
hear you,
quick
sir.
for those of people.
I don't think he can hear us.
I don't think he can either. So we're just going to run with this real quick.
You can't hear us. We can't hear you. All right.
Okay.
The sound of silence.
All right, you guys. I don't know if we need to explain this or not, because everybody kind of ran with it when they saw it scrolling on the bottom of the screen. But for anyone that's new, hello, welcome.
You lost me, didn't you?
Yes, we did.
Yep. I tried telling you this time, but you couldn't hear me neither.
All right.
I really did.
Okay. Well, where would we drop off at?
Kind of sort of towards the beginning.
Oh no!
But it was a very nice Vanna White showing of like the clamp.
It was very nice. I like that Vanna White.
So these are the clamps, and these little tiny things, and they got little grips on the bottom of it to help it grip. It's going to be available from IDC Woodcraft. They've just been released, or not just been released. They'll be released just after Christmas. Get on the sign up list if you want to get them, because we are going to release them to the CNC insiders first. They will get a 10% discount on that, the new release discount. It's for a limited time. This email list that we're creating here, that's specifically for this edge hugger clamp, you will be notified 24 hours ahead of the CNC insiders, because we're going to sell out of these things. Tramming bar release. How much longer do you figure, Julianne?
Gotta wait for labels to come in. Those will ship on the 19th. That's our estimated date for those to ship out. Okay. So I'm guessing towards the end of the month, Black Friday-ish, maybe. So.
Okay.
Hopefully.
All right, I'm going to put in the code. PHP. Sorry about the technical difficulties, folks.
Yep. Oh, for all you newbies who don't know, enter the code as you see it in the chat, and that will put you in the runnings for a gift card, and you only have to enter it once. So
next week, 2 weeks, we have Kyle.
Yep.
So we don't have anybody planned for next week. Remember, for those who haven't got that Wavy flag, get the Wavy flag. Well, probably be tomorrow morning when we take it back offline. It won't be available again until Memorial Day.
Yeah. And there were a couple questions, what the total is for the Purple Heart Foundation. I won't know that until tomorrow, because I will have to add up our donations from here. I will have to add up our total purchases of the file over the past 3 days. So you'll have to stay tuned, and we'll go live when we do the handing over the check. Then you can know the total.
Yeah. Bill Flesber, he put in 3 PHP instead of pound PHP. So
forgot the shift.
Yeah. More people in the giveaway.
Look at that. It's happening again. There's more people in the giveaway than there are thumbs ups.
Yeah,
let me check this. I'm going to refresh my screen.
Give us the thumbs up, folks.
We've got 179 likes and 100. I can't see.
Okay. I will throw the link in for that mailing list after we get all the entries. PHP is for Purple Heart Project. I had to think fast and set it up.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Richard, just send us an email for what size you need, and we will get you taken care of.
When are we coming out with the merch? Are we there yet?
Oh, I have to email them. I haven't emailed them yet this week. Yeah, hopefully soon.
Just curious.
Prescott Hockey. No, it will not be an issue. If you've already ordered them, they're sitting in your email. They'll be there waiting for you.
Beauty of the interwebs and digital files.
Mark Riggs. I was advertising a clamp a long time ago. It was a toe clamp. But the guy that Jack in the shop sells those. So it's
I like those. I haven't used it in a while, but I like it.
Yeah.
I like that for when I'm doing like a lot of signs, because I can create a frame with, other pieces of wood, and then all I've got to do is loosen and tighten that toe clamp to put a new sign down in.
All right.
Yeah.
IDC man, we need a new video. Yeah, we'll work on that one. We'll come up with another damsel in distress video. All right. Well, I put it in, so if IDC Woodcraft wins, and we'll have to do something else.
Alrighty, I haven't seen that number move up for a minute, so we're gonna go ahead and do our drawing real quick.
Okay.
And I'm feeling generous, so we'll give away 2 gift cards.
Okay.
All right, you guys.
All right.
And I wanna see if I can get my sounds.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Let's see.
Hey, Jack in the shop, you still selling those clamps? Well, I think he's got them on Etsy, right?
Yeah. I'll put the link in the description as well.
Okay.
So, all right. Okay. Forget the noise. Let's just roll with this. Here we go.
Okay. All right. Wait for the confetti. George. All right, George.
George.
$25 gift card, brother. Woohoo! It's always fun to win. I want to win one of these times, darn it.
Yeah. Well, we're drawing again, so. All right.
Clamps are made from a type of plastic. Someone was asking what they're made of.
All right. George is our first. Let's see who our second is.
All right.
Here we go.
And there it is. Michael! All right, Michael. All right, tell them what they got to do.
All righty, you guys. You are going to head on over to idcwoodcraft.com. You're going to find that contact us page, and you are going to put in Wednesday winner. I will need your name, your address. Probably not your phone number, but if you want to give it, that's fine. And your email. So we will wait, I don't need your address I just need your name and your email, because we're just giving you a virtual gift card. Never mind. So yeah, just make sure I have your first and last name correct. So we'll go from there. I'm overcomplicating it already.
Yeah. And thank you for all the donations for the Purple Heart Project.
Yes, for sure.
Wow, I was just saying I was going to win. Thanks, Michael Ramos.
Oh, wow. I was just saying I'm going to win. Yes.
Awesome.
Super cool.
All right.
Well, folks, we are going to check out for the night. So we will see you next Wednesday.
I was going to say, and those links that you're looking for will be in the description of this video.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. We'll catch you guys next time.